Hello and welcome back for another match of Vintage. We are on the play with our Blue-White Angels deck, and we have what I think is just like a super sick hand because all of the cards are blue and we have two blue sources in our mana drain deck. So, gonna keep this one. I can't imagine a world in which you would ever mulligan like Misstep on 1 into mana drain or Time Walk on 2 into Click on 3 with Force Will backup at all times. And like the ability to not get wastelanded off of your first land drop. We are incidentally finding Tundra. Our opponent has 2 Moxes. Ugh. Man. Smokestack. Okay, well, forcing this one, pitching Mental Misstep. I think we are going to use Time Walk as an Explore. I don't think it's going to get better. Well, Explore is an iffy notion of what that is, but we are going to float mana. And our opponent's going to try and drain our mana pool, so we're going to Vendilion click them. And so they don't have a whole lot going on. They can revoke our Pearl, but that's about it. Just gonna take this Metamorph. I might cycle them into like something totally nutso, but I would rather like go after a spell that does something. Like if they copy our click and click away our Factor Fiction or Mana Drain, then like we're actually in pretty rough shape. Whereas if they just like draw something and revoke our Pearl, then ooh, also they revoked their Pearl. Also the reason why we got the second Tundra is because like if they have a Wasteland, which is the highest the number of Wastelands that they are most likely to have, then at least we have a Tundra. Also, we both have Mox Pearls, dude. I think we're just gonna bring it. Their deck does a decent amount of damage to itself. Puke. Tanglewire pretty good. Tanglewire is just like one of the sickest tempo cards ever. It's just like unreasonable. Very good. Yeah. Drawing a sphere there was crucial for them. Yeah, so attacking with our Vendilion Click there was loose and might actually end up losing us the game. Nope, never mind. We were dead anyway. Cool. Yep, just dead. So they have Revokers, which is interesting. So like obviously all of this stuff again. And I think we definitely want Moat. Oh, we should have been siding out Mindbreak Trap. That card is not good. Like, it's only good on turn 1 if they have like 2 0 mana cards and then the card that you care about. And that seems super unlikely. We're keeping Spell Snares in because they have Provokers. And cutting Angels because those things cost inf. And showing up with our random sorted cards blue-white control deck. We will absolutely mulligan this one. This is exactly how to lose to shops. You keep a one-lander and don't develop. I think we have to keep 2 mana sources on 6. It'll also be comical if like they have Mox something else and the Snapcaster Mage could be a Mindbreak Trap. But I still don't think that's worth having it in your deck, because if we drew Mindbreak Trap right now, we would be miserable. So really, what I'm in the market for is basic plains. Or Tundra. I'll take any fetch land, any of the 5. What do we have in this tab? Yep, it's the deck. Cool. Let's look at the deck. So we've got all the Mox in, we've got Mana Crypt and Black Lotus. We don't have Mana Vault because there isn't like too many ways to like turn it on besides Resto, Factor Fiction, and Batterskull. And like, you want to be making a truly absurd amount of mana if you want to be doing that. This deck cares much more about its colored mana. I think it's time to commence the beatdowns. I think if they're going to play Sphere, we're going to play Snapcaster and attack them. Piker, getcha. Although this deck really could use like another 2 mana sources in the sideboard. Just like a basic plains or 2 would go a long way. Especially if you're trying to cast Council's Judgment and Disenchant after sideboarding. We are, incidentally, losing this game to Mishra's Factory. Like, they have a 7-turn clock. Jesus. Okay, now we're definitely losing. Five mana already? Wow. Okay, well, not really interested in losing the Snapcaster Mage. So he has 3 spheres, so we need 2 more lands before we do anything. These are basically just like Stone Rains. Oh. I messed up. You're never supposed to cut Spell Snare against this deck. I just realized all of their spheres cost 2. That's stupid as hell. Okay. Spell Snare's supposed to just be like super good. Cut it last game. Big dumb idiot. So they have a land? Okay, they have a land. Gross. I've never stared at more mana drains in my life without casting any of them. If this is like what people play in Vintage, then I can understand it being entirely correct to just like cast this stupid card. Like, this card is expensive in Vintage as is. Making it cost like 5 is just outrageous. Like, people just don't build their decks to be workshops, apparently. Like, I thought this deck would be fine with, like, 4 basics, all of the Moxen, ways to, like, kill their threats. But no, you just can't play Magic. Strip mine. Well then. Well, this is certainly a joke. At least we've got all these sweet blue cards in our hand. But, yeah, Jesus. Alright. That card does basically nothing in this context because all of our spells cost at least 3 more. And Trinisphere doesn't say, like, start at 3 and then count up. I also have Stone Cold no clue why, like, they aren't just pumping. Okay, we've had enough. Mishra's Workshop, I'll be right back.